But before we crack these open, we have to talk about this bottle. Would you look it? It's a shooting star. The studio lights are on, the bar is set. I got a couple of glasses because you can see what's going on here. This is gonna blow your mind. Before we get into this unboxing and cracking this open, this is going to be a surprise episode for sure. Welcome back to another episode of One More Pour here in the Teeqlife Media Studios. I'm your host, Don Ferguson, and the proprietor of the Teeqlife Media Group. Today we are trying Elcienteo, and this is a brand that has an incredible story behind it, a very unusual bottle, and an amazing distillery behind it. And we're trying two expressions today. A Blanco and a Reposado. As you can see, the hat is to the back because we are ready to go. But of course, we have two things to talk about first. Number one, the founder, Candice Wagner. She is a pro equestrian. You know, riding horses in a competitive nature. Yep, a pro equestrian that built a brand that parallels elite riding with tequila. How so, Don? I am so glad you asked, because both take patience, precision, and respect for the process. And let's talk about that process a little bit more. This is from famed Distilleria El Pandillo, NAM 1579. That is home to master distiller Felipe Camarena. And if you don't know who he is, the mad scientist of the tequila industry, he is the man behind brands like G4, Volans, Artnam, and Terralta. Yes, some of the most respected brands in the industry. But before we crack these open, we have to talk about this bottle. Would you look it? It's a shooting star. Yes, my friends, this is a bottle that is star-shaped, and it's designed to be a centerpiece. It's designed to stand out, to get attention, but there's also a secret with this one that I'm going to have to show you in a little bit. Right, you have to stay tuned because you want to see this. I'm telling you right now, it's something that you've never seen before. Anyway, I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? You know what? Let me cleanse my palate. Now I'm ready to go. When it comes to tequila, we're always going to start off with the Blanco. Now, you can't see it, but over here it had two little pieces of tape to keep this topper on. I'll remove that. We got our competition grade tasting glass. Let me see how we open this. This is going to be really interesting. Oh, okay, so it just slides off. Oh, and it has a topper underneath. Oh, this is metal. Did not know that. I thought it was plastic, so there's a lot of craftsmanship going on. We're going to put this here. Oh, look, I think you could probably use that as like a little tasting cup. You know, it fits right into your chin. It'll stab you in the cheeks, but, you know, that's the price you're willing to pay. Let's pull this off here. Oh, it's tight. Oh, woo! Pop goes the weasel. Look at that. All right, how are we going to pour this bottle of Elcienteo? Okay, so it pours a little bit easier than I anticipated. Yeah, we always start off with a Blanco. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put the top back on pretty tight. And I'm going to put this decorative, just so you give the, the illusion of something that's just so magnificent right here. So both of these are 80 proof. Twice distilled and additive free if you're playing at home. We're going to start off with the color. It's a Blanco, so we're not going to go in depth because you know it's crystal clear like water. The aroma. Okay, here we go. I did get a little hint. Oh yeah, now see, wow. Yeah, wow, that's bright. That is really shining through. You get that classic stone minerality. And from what we've done, because we do a lot of research here, they are using a couple of different waters, if I'm not mistaken. But that rainwater, they harvest rainwater at this distillery and repurpose it. So you can really get that minerality. You can get that spring rain kind of shining through. Very bright agave. It's very clean. It's very nice. It's very neutral. So there's not a lot of alcohol vapors that are rising up whatsoever. There's this nice citrus zest deep down into this glass. People, I'm going to tell you right now, using the correct glass is really the way to go if you want to get everything in the aroma that a spirit embodies. Yeah, you're getting, wow, that agave is really bright. It's nice and warm. But I'm telling you, this is really nice and clean. I probably should have poured a little bit more, but I think we're going to rock with this, and I'll probably end up drinking it all too. Yeah, that is a very lovely nose, very balanced, well executed. So right now, we're doing pretty good. Because we're doing two expressions, we're doing two sips. First, coat the palate. Second one, everything else, taste and finish. So, number one. Wow, just as I anticipated, that is really, really nice. It's silky, velvety, smooth. You get that honey agave just really rising up. But there are some other things going on. So, dare we? Should we go number two? I think we should. Number two. Oh my God, that's lovely. That is really nice. That agave is shining bright like a star. And yeah, the agave is the star of the show. So what we're also getting is a little hint of mint on the background. There are herbal qualities that are shining through. This is very clean. It's very crisp. When it comes to the finish, it's a medium. It's very refreshing. This is a great sipper. This is not chilled. You know, if you wanted to put like a couple of whiskey rocks or reusable ice cubes to tone it down, to chill it just a bit, you can do that, you know. This is probably something that I would sip. I don't know if I'd really be making cocktails with it though. You get a nice little, you know, pepper tingle on the back end of it, but it's not crazy. It's not going to give you that tequila scrunchy face whatsoever because it's crisp, it's well balanced. There's a nice sweetness to it. That agave is just really rising up through the glass. And I know I said I was going to do two, but I lied. That minerality fades. There's just a little bit of heat on the back end of it, but not a lot. Not like some of these other ones out there. And that's because that distillery does some pretty amazing things. And before we get into the rating, there's just nothing artificial going on here. This is what a Blanco tequila should taste like. So what are we rating it? It's rating time. I'm probably going to do 3 ratings on the package design too, but we're going straight for the juice right now. And with this Blanco, I'm probably going to give this a 4.4, 4.5. It is really exceptional. The packaging is great too. I'd probably give the package, I got to show you something about the packaging first. Yeah, so a 4.5, that's where we're going to lie. That's an exquisite score. We're you know what, we gotta do the switcheroo here. And yes, I'm doing the unboxing because I want to show you a little bit more on how it's packaged. We're going to put this right here. Look at that. That's going to look great on the mantle. For you playing at home, sometimes, occasionally, we will get these packages that need an unboxing, and that's why I didn't want to take the Reposado out. I wanted to, show you how to unassemble and then extract. It's pretty easy to get out, but it protects it while it's on the shelf or during shipping if you choose to order this online. I got another competition tasting glass. We got it right here, as I said, right on the sides here. You got a little bit of tape just to, hold that topper in place. I think it would because it fit, it would stay in place because it fits really, really nicely. As you can see, it's not, it just doesn't slide easily off. And we're going to get this top, which is super tight. There we go. Woo. Let's do this pour again. Look at that. Look at how elegant that could be. They bring it over to your table at the club and they just slightly it's all about presentation. So this is aged for 9 months and they use American white oak, but these are ex-bourbon barrels that they actually strip down and then rechar them. Color, very, very faint golden. It's like a golden wheat. It's a honey gold. It's sunshine in a glass. Like if you're sipping this outside and the sun rays are hitting it, it's glowing onto the aroma. Oh yeah. Oh. So I'm getting some of that minerality from that water again. Honey agave, of course, that's shining bright like a diamond again, or a star. But with that being said, you're getting that toasted oak. You're getting some oak notes in there, but they're not strong. They're just very balanced. It's like delicate. A little bit of vanilla bean and some dried fruits. I would say like, maybe a dark Rainier cherry, something like that. But it is very light. There is, again, no alcohol vapors that are going to pierce your membranes and burst a blood vessel in your eye and nose. Nothing going on like that. Okay, we're going in for round one. Wow. Okay, I don't like to use this word smooth, but if you like a Reposado tequila that is nice and sweet, that has no burn on the back end of it, there's a star here. Literally. Let's go for number two. That just goes down way too easy. There's a nice body to it. It really coats the entire mouth. Not syrupy whatsoever. It just has like a nice buttery note to it. Very light caramel. Some spices like cinnamon, black pepper. You got a little bit of spearmint on the back end. It's very crisp. Oh my God, like this goes down way too easy. We're doing three. Yeah, that is super clean. Again, no additives. It's an additive-free tequila. That finish, it's long. It's lingering right here. You get that soft oak influence. That is just dynamic. There's a little bit of pepper on the back end, but it is definitely not just obnoxious whatsoever. This is a phenomenal sipper, and I'm telling you right now, there's no bite, there's no burn, there's no heat on the back end of it, so it's dangerous. That is phenomenal. And sometimes, in the liquor world, when you see a bottle that is just so fancy or so just over the top, you tend to get a little worried or a little nervous about the juice in the bottle, but not here. This actually is exceptional. So what are we rating the Reposado? I'm gonna go 4.6. I think that might be the highest rating that we've ever done here in the history of us now rating spirits. But yeah, 4.6. That Reposado is phenomenal. Okay. I promise something. I need to show you what's going on with this bottle. So we're going to do something we've never done here before in the Teeqlife Media Studios. We got to turn off all the lights. All right, so the lights are off, but you're still going to get a little hint because of windows and stuff like that. So let's see what we can do. Do you see that? Look at that. So imagine you're in the club, they have those bottle glorifiers. They bring them over to your table. They're dancing. And look at that. You can see the bubbles just rising up. Now it has multiple settings. We can just have it on. Look at that. Is that not crazy? I told you I had a surprise for you, and this is it. It shines like a shooting star. Look at that. That is just phenomenal. Super. Let's just grade the execution here for the bottle. Let's grade and rate the packaging. I'm gonna give this a 4.7, 4.8. Okay, lights are back on. You don't have to be scared. Everything is copacetic. Let's get into some facts about this brand. Elcienteo, Highland Agave, harvested at peak maturity. They use hornos to actually roast those agave, not an autoclave, and definitely not a diffuser. Now the water is just very, very different. They use deep well water, natural spring water, and that collected rainwater that I talked about. That's kind of a signature when it comes to that distillery. It's small batch, and they use a tight cut during the distillation, so that way they get the purest form of the expressions. These are sipping tequilas. Let me explain. On top of that, they use copper pots, and those copper pots strip away the sulfur to make that extra smooth. So that's why when I talked about this Reposado, there was just no bite. If you want to learn more about Elcienteo and what they got going on, maybe even order it online, we're going to drop the website in the comments along with chili water. Let me neutralize my palate. Well, that wraps up another episode of One More Pour here in the Teeqlife Media Studios. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to tell your friends about the platform. Like, subscribe, comment, share. And if you need a recommendation for anything, feel free to reach out to us. I'm double fisting because life is too short to drink bad tequila, people. Choose wisely. We'll see you on the next episode. Cheers.